So, today I am free. Free from what? I hear nobody asking. Well, yesterday was my last day of quarantine because I've arrived in a new country. I'm coming to you today from Mumbai in India, in Maharashtra, where I've moved to. I'm not really going to go into the whys and whereabouts and hows because that's very personal, and they may well be revealed over the next few vlogs, but I just first of all want to let you know where I am and what I'm doing, and maybe more will be revealed in time. But some things are quite personal and shall remain so. But I'm here just outside of Mumbai, just north of Mumbai, living in essentially, well, not exactly, it wouldn't be described as a slum as such, because there's probably far worse, but I don't know how else you would describe it. So, because I'll let you see the view. This is the view from my window. I don't know how I can let you see. Turn the camera around. So this is a view from my window. Right here, the local buildings, the houses below. And if you can see over here, the guys are they're basically digging out a big hole. And as far as I understand it, it's a hole for human excrement to go into, because it's a big problem here. Where should all this shit and piss go? So that's where. So yeah, this area is not the poshest of areas, but it's fine. I'm very happy here. I'm staying with a family here, a family who I've been helping to support over the last year from where I've been living in Europe. And I thought there are various things that happened in my life, and the last year has been very difficult for me because I've known this family now. And I've had many sleepless nights and many emotional days worrying about this family. And I always felt like I wanted to do more to help. But at the same time, I also had an opportunity from an acting agent who wanted to sign me to their books here in Mumbai. And of course, Mumbai has one of the largest film industries, Bollywood, which is, as far as I understand it, rakes in more money than Hollywood does. But anyway, irrelevant. But so I kind of thought I would kill two birds with one stone, which was getting back to my childhood passion and dream of becoming an actor. But rather than going, like so many Westerns do, to the likes of the West End, to London, or even more so to Hollywood, to seek stardom in some way. And I always thought, why would I go to Hollywood? Why would I do that? There's far better looking people, far more talented people. It would just be a constant uphill battle for competition, which the film industries are anyway. You know, and entertainment is a very competitive industry. But I've had a love for the Indian music and culture for several years, particularly since when I was a teacher in London. And one of the schools I taught at was predominantly South Asian. That was when I particularly fell in love with particularly Bollywood music, Bhangra music, and started to learn about the Bollywood film industry and so forth. And since then, I've kind of had it sort of waned a little bit, and it's been reignited since I became friends with this family and became closer with the family. And so I thought, well, surely it makes more sense to be somebody or something that they need more of, which they do. So they needed more basically white people to play European roles, not just British people, but to play Americans. I've done auditions now for an American role, or playing a Russian, for instance, but also as British. So if ever they need, you know, the nasty British officer from colonial times, I'm your man. Or some scary looking white guy with a skinhead, then I'm your man. Or any other role that I can play. I don't have to play those stereotypical roles. I can also be a I can be just a nice bloke. You know, one of the auditions was for a teacher. Yeah, I think I know that role quite well. No, an examiner. Sorry, an examiner. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking an opportunity, and maybe you can call it a midlife crisis because I'm now 41. Maybe you can call it just running away from something. I have no idea. I don't care what you call it. I don't care. But what I've learned over the last few years is that some of the best things in life happen when you take a risk, when you jump in at the deep end. And so that's kind of what I'm doing. I just got on a plane and I came here. I didn't just get on a plane. I did manage to organise a work visa before coming through my agent. So, and here I am. And I've been here now 7 days. I've had to, because of COVID, of course, I've had to be quarantined for 7 days because I came from a country of area of high concern. And now it's day 8. I just had another test. I'm waiting for the result, which I can then upload to the government website to let them know that I'm negative. I'm a positive guy. I'm just negative test, of course. And then I'm all free to go and explore and become part of Indian society and life. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. And the family, I can't really reveal too much about my family. I can't tell you too much at this stage, but I'm not going to show you them. But this is where they live. It's a small apartment. There's 7 members of the family, and then there's a big family of mice who we share the apartment with as well. They just keep themselves to themselves. Often you see them dashing across the floor, but they're pretty harmless. And there's a dog as well. And so there's 8 living human beings, and there's plus me. Quite a big human being compared to them. And I sleep in a room I share with 3 other people, with the parents and with the youngest brother. So we all sleep together. Then there's an older brother, his wife and a baby. She's 9 months old. She can be quite loud. She's a baby, that's what they do. And then there's the sister, who's in the middle. She sleeps in the room with the dog normally, and the dog can also be quite loud. He's not very well trained. He's loved, but not very well trained. He's had too much love, which is a bad combination. Too much love and not enough training is a bad combination. So one of the things I'm going to be doing is helping to train this dog while I'm here, because it's going to be to their long-term benefit. He is over a year, so it's going to be harder, but I did try a few days ago, but I got rather scratched and risked being bitten. So I'm not going to carry on with any more training until we get a muzzle. We're on good terms now. He's friendly with me, but I still don't want to risk it because dogs are just wild animals that we have domesticated. So I'm not going to risk ending up in some Indian hospital for the sake of a badly trained dog. But there we go. And nights, the days are very loud, as you can hear. They play their Bollywood music very loudly. And there's lots of people living in close proximity, lots of children, lots of people, lots of action. It's quite chaotic, but you know, I love it. Absolutely love it. I feel alive here. And going to the toilet is very interesting. Luckily, as I say, this is not, you probably wouldn't describe this if you lived in India as a slum, having seen pictures and videos of genuinely the worst slums in this country, but it's pretty slums. And but they do have a toilet, but it's a crouch down toilet. So my knees, they're my age, and I had a knee accident a few years ago on stage in Liverpool. But my knees are not quite what they were. But I must say, do turn away and mute if you don't like hearing about toilet speak. Crouching down, actually, to do a number 2, you actually get rid of a lot more mess. There's a lot less mess to clean up afterwards if you crouch down, because your cheeks are spread far wider. It's so good. It's so good for that, in that respect. And of course, there's no toilet paper. So I always have to remember that you've got 2 hands here in India. You eat with the right, and you wipe your bum with the left. So, you've got to remember, try not to mix them up. Particularly when you're doing the business. You don't want to put your shit in your mouth. It's not good. So it's a lot of water and getting in contact with my rectum and becoming very well acquainted with my sphincter. Nothing wrong with that. It's all good and healthy stuff, and it gets really well cleaned down there. So I can highly recommend it. And you don't waste paper. You're not killing trees. Much more environmentally friendly. So all good, all good. Now I'm trying to shave my head, but the shaver died halfway through doing so. So I've done the front. I just need to do the back. So there we go. So I think that's kind of a summary of my last 7 days. I haven't really left the flat. I haven't not been allowed to. I could have either been fined or ended up in some Indian prison or deported, I think. I don't know what the punishment would have been if I'd been discovered going out. So I hope to take you on a journey of discovery within the limitations that I have. As I said, there's certain things I can't show you, certainly not at this stage. I hope to one day in the future see you can meet the lovely family I support, who really do embrace me as one of their own. I mean, the mother, she's actually born the same year as me, but she calls me her oldest son. It's a bit weird, but lovely. You know, it's all done with such love, and they're so hospitable and so welcoming, and God, they want to feed me. God, they want to feed me. I think they think I'm some kind of dinosaur, some kind of, because I'm 6'2" and 100 kilos, and they're all quite a bit shorter than me. And I'm somebody who, I do eat a lot, but I eat 5 or 6, sometimes 7 kind of smallish meals throughout the day. I no longer have like 3 massive, or particularly 2 massive meals like we used to have in England or in Europe. And, but the thing is, she constantly, I think I'm getting near to the end of the food. I'm like, okay, she gives me a lot to start with, the mother. Like, I'm almost done. And then she's like, more? I'm like, no. And even if I say no, she'll give me a whole load more. Oh my God. So in this first week, I did also have the runs, which I absolutely expected, because so many people said to me, if you go to India, you're going to get ill in the first few days. You're going to probably get food poisoning, you're going to get ill, and I did get runs. I don't know if I got food poisoning. I think I just got ill from just shoving too much in my gob and my stomach not being able to handle it. The good thing about it, however, is most of it is pretty darn healthy. It's good quality proteins and lots of veg and lots of lentils and beans and pulses, and so it's all pretty good. So I'm hoping I can maintain a good shape and actually maybe get into the best shape of my life while I'm here. And now that I'm free, I can actually join the gym. I have been working out with my resistance bands at home, so no excuse. You can still do it, even if you're stuck in a slum for 7 days. So there we go, even when you're 41 years old. With dodgy knees. I'm squatting every day anyway to go to the toilet, so leg day every day. Right, I'll be back soon sometime for your second vlog from my adventures here in India. I don't know what to call it. My normal series was PECS and Politics. Maybe we need to come up with this one. Any ideas? Drop your thoughts down below.